guys, welcome back to another full story. Pretty much, guys, we're starting a new story, Justice League Origin. And guys, this story actually started in like New 52 with Geoff John's run of Justice League. It was one of the best runs in the New 52. Like, one of my favorites are Justice League and Batman. Those are my favorite of like the New 52 run. Like, the Flash one was solid with Francis Manipal and all that stuff, but it kind of got mediocre toward the end of the run. Green Lanterns was pretty good. The whole Green Lantern and Sinestro teaming up, all the crossovers. There was good stories in the New 52, but there was also some bad ones too. Like, the New 52 pretty much divided fans. Like, it divided DC fans a lot. And a lot of that like pretty much like stemmed from like DC like experimenting with different ideas, like Wonder Woman and Superman being a couple. Like, a lot of people thought, hey, is that a good idea or is that a bad idea? It went back and forth, but with Justice League, this first arc didn't really separate fans. Like, it's a very simple arc. It was the Justice League versus Darkseid, and we see all the origins, how they all meet, and the whole idea is pretty much heroes have been around for 5 years, and society doesn't like them. Like, society's going after Batman, Batman just sprung up, people are going after Green Lantern, he just sprung up, Flash has been known for a little bit, Superman's just an alien that everybody fears, and Cyborg is just starting out. Like, he's not even Cyborg at the beginning of the storyline, and then Wonder Woman is just going around with Steve Trevor and checking out the world. That's what's happening. Aquaman, he's in Atlantis, he's not even checking out the world until this big like invasion of Darkseid happens. So there's some stuff that happens in the storyline that's very important, but it's more the art of Jim Lee and all the action in the storyline that makes it so great. And that's what I'm going to explain to you guys today and review it. I'm going to start out with issue number 1 and then we'll go from there. But guys, if you like the video, give a big thumbs up, YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on my next Justice League Origin video. We're going to go over all 6 issues. Then I'll do like the full story, put it all together like I do on this channel. And then maybe you guys like this story so much, I may go into maybe Trinity War or Darkseid War, whichever you guys pick. But yeah, guys, enough this intro. Let's get Justice League Origin, Part 1. Now guys, I got the whole like deluxe edition, so this has all 6 issues. So I do have like the single issue of issue number 1, 3, and 5, but not the single issue of number 2, 4, and 6. So I decided, you know what, I'll just get the deluxe edition and read from that. But first off, for this first cover, we got a dope one. Like, look at that, guys. This is actually one of my favorite covers because it just shows all the Justice League. It's drawn so well by Jim Lee. And I remember when they released the cover for the first issue of Justice League, way back. Like, it was actually when I was getting into comics. Like, this was one of the things that got me into comics. And you're probably like, wait, so you got into New 52 first? No. Like, technically I got into New 52 first. Like, I started out with those comics. But then I read, like, pre-New 52, checked out, like, Batman Nightfall, these older stories, and you start to appreciate it more. Because I know, like, when I was reading New 52, a lot of people were like, hey, if you just jump in, yeah, you'll love it, but if you're a fan of DC for a long time, you'll be like, okay, why'd they take out all this continuity? So I was like, okay, I want to figure out what this is, so I checked out older stories. But for now, guys, with this cover, it's really cool because you see Superman at the top, you see Wonder Woman, you see Aquaman, you see Green Lantern, Batman, Flash, and Cyborg. It's just one of the best Justice League images. And guys, as I said, it's written by Geoff Johns and the art is by Jim Lee. Now, we first start off and we see Batman being chased, alright? So we see all these different cops, they're trying to take him down, and they have snipers, and they're like, okay, we have Batman in our sight. And we see Batman right on rooftops, and he's chasing after this parademon. So this parademon, guys, is pretty much from Apocalypse. We'll find out more about that as we go along with the storyline. But Batman, he looks cool and he jumps, guys. We see him jump and all these like shots get fired at him at this like rooftop. And it's actually a dope page splash page right here. Looks really cool. And you see like all these helicopters, like he's in a bad situation. And as we continue, we see him like pretty much going after this parademon, and he shoots like his batarang to get a hold of it, and it catches it by the leg. And this parademon talks in like weird ways, and Batman can't understand it. But the parademon gets shot by the batarang. Well, it's not like a batarang, but it's like a grappling hook, and it gets around the parademon. Batman pretty much jumps, flies by, and he gets on top of the parademon for once. Like, he's like, I got you. And Batman's like, what were you doing at the dock? It's like, what is this? Like, he's trying to understand what these parademons are doing because he's never seen these like species before on Earth. Then the parademon then blasts Batman. He goes flying, guys, and he gets punched in the face. Like, it's a wicked punch, guys. And then when he's about to get like killed or beat the crap out by this parademon, that's when Green Lantern shows up. And he pretty much makes a construct and hits the parademon with a bus. Looks pretty cool, guys. Gets hit by a bus. Yeah, it's like a tank and stuff. Hits the parademon. Batman just falls off the roof with all this chaos. But that's when Green Lantern's above him. He's like, Batman, you're real? He's actually surprised. He didn't know that Batman is real. This is the first time Green Lantern and Batman are meeting, so it's a big deal. But Batman's like, and you're too damn bright. Because guys, think about it. But you're Batman. You're being chased by all these helicopters, all these like different police and all these different people, and you're getting away, right? The helicopters are searching for you, but then Green Lantern shows up, he saves you, like that's nice, but then he's super bright, so now you just gave away your location, all these people can go after you even more. But that's when the helicopters start going after it. Green Lantern blocks them with his constructs. And the police pretty much say, Green Lantern, Batman, put your hands behind your head. And Green Lantern's like, put my hands behind my head to get shot? Because I'm not doing that. And Batman's like, welcome to Gotham City. And he's like, I heard about your whole like chaos at the Air Force and stuff. Green Lantern's like, yeah, they don't really like us. Pretty much just paint the picture that mankind and everyone on Earth do not like the heroes. They don't like Green Lantern, they don't like Batman, they don't like Superman, they don't like any of these heroes because they think they're a threat. But we'll learn that they're not as we continue the story. Now, as we continue, Batman's like, the world's afraid of us, and Green Lantern's like, you say it like it's a good thing, and Batman's like, it's necessary. Like, Green Lantern's like, no, we want them to like us so we can help them out. But Batman's like, no, if they're afraid of us, then they'll stay out of the situations that we're in so we can take care of business. Now, the parademon then shows up again, he's even more powerful, he starts blasting them, he like takes down a whole freaking helicopter, the helicopter goes crashing, and Green Lantern's like, I got this, Batman, don't worry. And then this parademon starts going through the city, all these people are getting like beat the crap out of these people, are like running, they're afraid, and Green Lantern's like, what is that, a transformer? He's like, what's happening? And Batman's like, take your flashlight and go home, like this is my city, I can take care of my stuff. And Green Lantern's like, no, this entire space sector is mine. Like, guys, I actually know Green Lanterns, by the Green Lantern Corps, they get a whole space sector. So, Green Lantern, this is his. Earth and all these, like, places around this universe is his space sector to pretty much protect. And Batman's like, wait, so why are you on this world? And Green Lantern's like, I'm serious. Like, I was alerted by the Green Lantern Corps of, like, pretty much a species here showing up, like an invasion that's coming. And Batman's like, I can kind of see that. And they pretty much go down a sewer, they're searching for this parademon, and Green Lantern's like, note to self, Batman, Green Lantern can handle anything. And he's pretty much being cocky, which that's Hal Jordan, he is cocky. And he's like, what are your powers anyway? Can you fly? And Batman's like, no. He's like, super strength? And Batman's like, no. And Green Lantern's like, hold on a sec, you're not just a guy in a bat costume, are you? Like, you're not just that, right? And Batman is just in silence. And Green Lantern's actually surprised. And Batman then grabs his ring, takes it off Green Lantern. Green Lantern's like, what are you doing? He's like, how the hell did you get that off? And Batman's like, I don't see any buttons, so I'm guessing it works off of concentration. And Batman's like, you weren't concentrating, you were focusing on what my powers are. And then Green Lantern takes the ring back, and he's like, so you're just a guy in a bat costume, you can't do anything. And that's when they pretty much are interrupted the conversation by the parademon. They pretty much see it from afar. And guys, before we go into the fight with the parademon, so pretty much Batman, yeah, he doesn't have powers, which that really emphasizes that with his conversation with Green Lantern, and that's fine, because Batman has skills, he has prep time, he's pretty much really good at taking down superheroes, and that's what he's known for. Where Green Lantern, he deals with concentration, he has willpower, he has these powers to pretty much make constructs, take down a lot of things, take down villains by his concentration, his willpower of the mind. Now, as we continue, Green Lantern's like, oh, I thought you were looking for something else. And Batman's like, no, that is the parademon. That's what he was looking at. He wasn't looking at Green Lantern. And Green Lantern then goes to attack this parademon, being dumb. He goes to attack it. Batman's like, Lantern, wait. And that's when this parademon then blows up. It blows up right in front of them. And Green Lantern barely saves him. He pretty much makes a construct to protect him in this like box. And Green Lantern's like, Darkseid, what is that? That's what the parademon said before it died. So, Darkseid's involved in this. It's getting right up in the first issue. And Green Lantern's like, it sounded like a death cry. Do you know what that is? And Batman's like, it's trying to pretty much invade this whole place, these parademons. Like, Batman doesn't say parademons, but it's like these species. We don't know what they are, but we gotta figure this out. And then we see this mother box. And it's a father box. And these different things are pretty much like transport to Apocalypse. And guys, Apocalypse is where Darkseid lives, and the way to get there is not just a fly there. Like, you can't just make it to Apocalypse just by flying or taking a spaceship there. It doesn't work that way. Apocalypse is outside of the space sector, so you have to use a mother box or a father box to get there. Mother box is the most like known ones, and that's actually contributes to Cyborg's origin story soon. But the mother box can transport you somewhere. It's pretty much like a key to getting into places of Apocalypse. So it's pretty much like that transportation you can use, like fast transportation between the universe. So if you want to get anywhere in the universe, use a mother box. And that's what they find here, and Batman doesn't know what it is. He'll find out more about this stuff later, but he grabs things like, okay, we gotta figure this out. And Green Lantern's like, okay, it won't be a problem for me, and he starts scanning it. And guys, that's when we shift to Victor Stone. And he's at a football game, he's the best one in the field, he's catching the footballs, he's winning the game, and he's going to get sponsorship, right? But when he goes, the coach is like, hey, call your dad, Silas Stone, we can make this happen, you get a big sponsorship, they're all happy. And Victor calls his dad, and he's like, hey, the scouts are here, the coach really wants this to happen, can you make it tonight? Like, you promised, you missed the game, but at least make it for my sponsorship. And Silas is like, oh no, I can't make it, I'm sorry, son. And Victor's like, what the heck, you keep missing this stuff. But he's like, okay, whatever. And he then, the coach and all the students, like his like team players, are like, hey, so did you get it? Is your dad coming here? You gonna get like a sponsorship? Like, this could be a big deal for the team. And the coach is like, alright, they're really anxious in here, let's do this. And Victor's like, sorry coach, we'll do it next time. And Victor's like, okay, it's fine, we can do it another time. But the coach is like, really? I've been waiting so long, we're gonna pick somebody else soon. And that's when Victor goes outside and everybody's like, look up in the sky. And you see the Green Lantern ship with Batman in it. And they're flying back by. And Victor's like, huh, that's weird. And what Victor doesn't know is he's going to be joining these superheroes very soon. Now, we then shift, and they're pretty much Green Lantern and Batman are trying to find Superman. And they're thinking, okay, this alien stuff, the parademons, it's alien stuff, so maybe this alien that everybody's afraid of, Superman knows something about it, and we can use his knowledge to take down this whole invasion. And Green Lantern's like, okay, I got it. You stay in this box. You're just a human. You can't take down this whole Superman. I can take him down. Green Lantern walks forward, and all of a sudden, he gets punched in the face, guys. He gets punched in the face, hit far away, like he just got beat up quick. Like, Superman took the dub, he took it down, and you see Batman get up, and Superman's like, I don't handle easy. And he's like, so, what can you do? And you see Superman just like, in a pose, Batman's like, oh shit, and they're about to fight. And that's how the issue ends. It says Batman versus Superman next. So we end the issue on a cool note. We now have Superman and Batman meet each other for the first time. So this whole storyline, at the first like half of it, is just gonna be all the heroes meet each other. We'll see Wonder Woman get into play. We'll see Aquaman get into play. We'll see the origins of Cyborg. And then like the second half will be Justice League versus the Dark Side, and finally forming the team of the Justice League. So yeah guys, that was the first issue, pretty simple. And guys, with the explain part of this video out of the way, let's get to my review of Justice League Origin, Part 1. Now guys, overall this issue, it was solid. It wasn't anything like groundbreaking. Like all we saw was Batman and Green Lantern meet each other. We see the parademons, they get into play. We see Superman show up, and Superman was pretty cool. I like that at the end. It'll get really interesting in issue 2 with the whole Superman and Batman fight. Like that's the Batman v Superman that we want to see, not what we got in the movie. But guys, right here, so far, like what's really driving the storyline is Jim Lee's art. Guys, Jim Lee like kills it in this book. Like that ending image of Superman is so cool. The cover is great. The double page splash page of Batman jumping as getting shot by the helicopters. It's just amazing. Like guys, when everybody heard about, okay, Geoff Johns and Jim Lee on a book, like awesome, we're gonna get like superb writing and superb art. Where with this issue, it wasn't like superb writing. Like it was solid, like it was good writing by Geoff Johns, but it wasn't anything like, oh, we remember Geoff Johns because of this. It was more like, alright, solid writing, but the art is the thing that's carrying this issue. So overall, I'm gonna give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. I do recommend it. It's the start of this like origin story of the Justice League, and it's pretty much just fun. It's cool seeing Green Lantern and Batman meet for the first time, Batman and Superman meet, and the jokes about Green Lantern finding out that Batman has no powers, he's a guy with prep time, like that's cool. And also the Cyborg stuff is interesting too. Like, it doesn't like show a lot in the first issue, but it gets more developed and more interesting as we go. So yeah guys, I do recommend it, and in the comment section below, tell me what you thought about this issue. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think about the whole Justice League New 52 run? Do you really like that run? Like, I like it a lot. Like, I know like there's certain storylines like Training War, I wasn't a big fan of that. Forever Evil was great. Justice League Darkseid, where like most of the run is some of the best Justice League stuff you see of all time, I think. But I'd like to know you guys' thoughts in the comments below and what you think about this whole like first arc of the big run. So guys, continue the story of Justice League Origin in issue number 2. We started off not with the Batman vs Superman fight that we were promised. Like we get in this issue, it gets really cool. But we start off with actually Barry Allen, and he's having like a crime case he's talking to Director Singh, which is like his boss. And he's like saying, hey, there's like a cold case that's talking about this mother and father. We have to help him out. Like we gotta figure this out. But Director Singh's like, no, we don't have to. That's like not important as much as the Flash case. Like he wants to figure out what the Flash is. And Barry's like, no, we gotta help him out. We can't just let this whole case just get put under the rug. And Director Singh is like, yeah, we'll deal with it once we find out who the Flash is. And Director Singh doesn't know that Barry is the Flash, and Barry's like, should I reveal I'm the Flash just to like pretty much go on this cold case with the mother and father, or is it better to keep my identity a secret? Like he pretty much decides I'm gonna keep my identity a secret because it's very important. If I reveal my identity, it could cause pretty much my villains to find out, the people I love to be targeted, and yeah, it's just Director Singh, like somebody he trusts in a way, but like he wants to keep his identity pretty much secret for now because he's new to this. At this point in the game, Flash has not been Flash for a long time. But what we see next is we see Batman throwing grenades at Superman. Superman's walking up and he's all powerful. You see his double page splash page. Batman vs Superman looks dope, guys. And you see Batman going after Superman and all this stuff. You see the Green Lantern constructs. Green Lantern's trying to fight back, but he can't do anything. And we then see Superman then grab Batman and he's like, who are you? What are you here for? Why are you going after me? And Green Lantern's like, man, we gotta figure out how to do this. He starts like building a construct of a train because he's like, I gotta take down the Superman and then ask questions. And Superman's like, talk, Batman, before I won't let you. Superman's like, I'm ready to take you down or kill you, which is different for Superman. And Batman's like, I'm trying to, and then pretty much Green Lantern gets the drop on Superman, hits him with like these big chains, hits him in the face, and then Batman's like, both of you, hold on, we gotta talk about this. Batman doesn't want to fight. He actually wants to have Superman on his team. That's when Green Lantern starts like pretty much wrapping Superman with chains, thinks he's got him, and Superman's like, you're funny, Green Lantern. And then he breaks out these chains, another big double page splash page, amazing by Jim Lee. And you see Batman pretty much cover himself up with his cape. You see Superman just break out. He has his eyes pretty much red now. He's gonna use his heat vision. And we see Superman then jump onto Green Lantern. Green Lantern's like, crap, he actually shattered this construct. He's actually really powerful, like people say. And Superman then goes to punch him down at the ground, but Green Lantern pretty much makes a construct to protect him and Batman. And that's when we shift to pretty much Barry Allen, and he's getting called by Hal Jordan. So in this world, none of the heroes know about each other, except for Green Lantern and Flash. They're pretty much like friends, and they work together. So Barry then decides to show up to the scene. Before that, Green Lantern and Batman get hit by Superman. They're in like this Green Lantern ball, this construct to be protected, but Superman's too powerful, and you see Superman break through this, and Green Lantern's like, crap, he's gonna kill us. But that's when Flash shows up. He's like, alright, let me get you some breathing room. He pretty much gives Green Lantern and Batman time to breathe during this fight, and we see Flash going around hitting Superman, but Superman eventually figures out where he is, because Flash goes pretty fast, right? And Superman's not as fast as him. Like, there's always been that argument that who's faster, Flash or Superman? But in reality, Flash is faster, but Superman's like the only one that can actually pick up like where he is. So eventually Superman does pick it out, and he actually punches Flash almost, and Flash goes flying into like a wall, guys. That's pretty cool. Like, Flash thought he got him. He's like, oh, you can't touch me. But Superman's like, sure. You sure about that? He punches him, and then Batman stops the fight. Before Superman can beat the crap out of Flash, Batman's like, stop, we're not here to fight you, please. And Batman says, we are not like allied with those whole fiery monsters, the parademons. And Superman's like, how do I not know that? And Batman's like, do we look like it? Like, we're not allied with that. We're just trying to get help. We need your help. You're an alien. You can help us out with like knowledge on what these things are. And Superman's like, I've never seen those things before. And Batman's like, but they had one of these. And he brings out the mother box. And you see Flash go by, he's like, man, what you drag me into, Hal Jordan? And you see from the sky, you see all the helicopters show up, all the police show up. Once again, they're like, everyone clear the area. They're there for Batman, Green Lantern, but now Superman and Flash pretty much thrown to that. So now there's 4 of these superheroes going, like, pretty much being chased by the police and the military. And guys, what we see is Flash's like, no, I'm not a vigilante, don't put me into this, I'm a hero. And Green Lantern's like, you wear a mask, right? So they're going after you. And we see him run into the sewers once again. And Green Lantern's like, Batman, you look a little afraid. Are you afraid of Superman? And Batman's like, no, I'm not afraid of Superman. I'm afraid of the invasion that's coming. And that's when we go back to pretty much Silas Stone's laboratory, Star Labs. He's working on this mother box because he's found it. He's trying to figure it out, just like how Batman is too. And we see Victor Stone. He walks in and he's like, so are you gonna show up to my game again like you promised? You didn't show up to the last one. And pretty much what Silas is he lost his wife. So he lost his wife like many years ago, so he pretty much put his whole life into his work about the mother box, figuring out science, and pushed his son away because that's his way of pretty much coping with his wife's death. So here, he's pushing away his son, so he's pretty much all alone. And Victor's like, please, just come to my game, I can get a scholarship, that's all I need. And Silas is like, no, open your eyes, son, like, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm a scientist, I'm trying to figure out about this whole mother box thing, all this different, like, extra world stuff, like stuff from space. And it's like, your stuff isn't as important, like, don't play games with me. And then Victor's out, he's like, so you're never going to come to one of my games, are you? He's like, he starts to notice something. He's like, so you're never going to show up to my big stuff, all my big successes in life. And Silas is like, no. And there's like an awkward silence right there. They're both silent. And it's a very big emotional scene because you're thinking that Victor wants his dad to show up to his game, but Silas is more invested in like his work than going to his son's game. So we'll see how that develops and how Cyborg's origin actually goes farther in this story. But guys, as we continue, you see Superman, Batman, Flash, they're in the sewer and they're talking. And they're like, okay, we gotta figure out what this thing is, like these parademons or something from like the space sector. Green Lantern's like, I've heard of them. The Green Lantern Corps has told me about them. And we see them talking, and then they hear like a boom tube. And guys, the boom tube is like transportation between Apocalypse and Earth. And coming out of that boom tube is all these parademons, like an army of parademons. And guys, you see Superman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, they're all shocked. And they start getting attacked by these parademons, but at the same time, these parademons also attack Star Labs, where Silas and Victor are. And what happens is Victor is then blasted by these parademons. Silas is like, Victor, he's like thinking his son just died, and you see pretty much Victor is all like blasted, he's being turned into like a skeleton. He's pretty much in a way dead, but he's being saved in the next issue. He turned to Cyborg. And that's how he closes out this part of the storyline. That's pretty good. Now the parademons are coming upon the Justice League. We see Superman, Flash, Green Lantern, and Batman come together. Next issue, we'll see Wonder Woman join the fray. We'll also see Aquaman kind of join too, and Cyborg finally finish off his origin story. So yeah, guys, pretty eventful issue. Like, the cool things of it was Superman and Batman fighting. But guys, with the explain part of this video out of the way, let's get to my review of Justice League Origin Part 2. Now guys, this issue was pretty dope. I liked it. See Batman and Superman fight off, and actually Batman not being like, hey, I want to take you down. Like, he's actually like, no, we gotta stop fighting. We gotta figure out this whole like invasion of Darkseid. It's actually really cool. And then also seeing the whole partnership of Green Lantern and Flash, that was cool. I really like that partnership. It's one of like the best partnerships in the DC universe. Like, whenever Flash and Green Lantern team up in an issue, it's always gonna be a good issue. And guys, the whole thing with like Cyborg, that brought like the emotional weight to it. The whole thing with Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, and Flash, like, that was fun. It was a lot of action stuff, the whole like military going after them, the parademons showing up. It was a lot of great action, great art by Jim Lee, but it didn't have like the emotional weight. Or the Cyborg storyline with his father, that does have emotional weight and does hold the issue up a lot. But guys, overall, it's another kind of simple. It's better than the first issue. It starts developing the storyline a lot more. But again, the main thing that drives the storyline is Jim Lee's art. Like guys, the 2 double-page splash pages of Superman breaking out of the chains, Superman walking over to Batman. It's one of the best double-page spreads I've seen with Jim Lee. Like, 2 of those. They're really great. And Flash is drawn so well. Like, the whole sequence of Flash fighting out Superman, that was great. There's like a lot of fan service in this issue, and Jim Lee really sells it very well. So overall, I'm going to give this issue an 8.7 out of 10. I recommend it. You should check it out. keep following this storyline, guys. And yeah, guys, we'll dive into issue number 3 now. So guys, so far in this storyline, like, Jim Lee's art has been really good, right? Like, I can't express how much his art has been really, like, dope. Like, seeing, like, Superman, like, that big splash page in the first issue, the 2 double page spreads in the second issue with him, Superman and Batman fighting, and Green Lantern getting involved, like, it was just really cool. So, there's also another big double page spread in issue number 3 that I'm about to talk about that's just so awesome. We'll get to that soon. But guys, heading into this issue, we pretty much see Steve Trevor, right? So the cover, it shows like Wonder Woman, and it shows her like holding up like a thing with Superman behind him. They're all taking down the parademons. It's a dope cover, guys. Looks really cool. But we see Steve Trevor. He's talking, and he's trying to look for a Wonder Woman. He doesn't know where she went. And she finds these military people, and she pretty much escaped. She was with them and escaped to pretty much fight off this like parademon that has sprung up from the sky. But all these different military people are telling Steve Trevor that she's a superhuman, she's dangerous, she's a threat, she's just like the others, like Superman, Green Lantern, Batman, and it just really emphasizes that idea that everybody in the world right now, at this point, do not trust the heroes. They do not trust Batman, they do not trust Superman, they think all of them are a threat. But yeah, as we continue, and we see Wonder Woman is actually in the public, she's walking around, she's asking them, hey, have you seen like a harpy, which is pretty much like a flying creature, and it turns out that's just a parademon. But guys, she's walking around, she gets some ice cream, she's talking to this one girl, and they're telling, oh, you're Wonder Woman, I'm a big fan, and she's just like, oh, this is a cool world. And finally what happens is Steve shows up, and he's like, hey, we gotta get you back to the Pentagon right now. And Wonder Woman's like, what? I'm trying to explore this world. It's actually pretty cool. But that's when the parademons come out of the sky, because pretty much Wonder Woman this whole time, she's been walking around, checking out the city, like she's getting used to this world. But we see the parademons, like a whole army come to the boom tube, and Wonder Woman's like, oh, excellent fight, let's do it. Like, she's ready to fight, guys. And we see her then pretty much go and to fight off the parademons while Steve Trevor's like, oh, this is not gonna go well. But guys, we then shift to pretty much outside of Detroit by Star Labs. The parademons are killing all these people. We see this one pretty much scientist Sarah, who's like an intern to Silas Stone, and this other guy, they're right next to Silas, and Silas has Victor in his hands. He's like, I'm not gonna let my son die. He's right there, you see Victor, he's all burnt and stuff. He's almost dead, guys. He's like seriously close to death. And you see all the parademons, they're looking up in the sky, and they're like, you have to get out here or we're gonna die too. And Silas is like, follow me, we're gonna save my son. Now we switch to Metropolis, and we see more parademons, and it pretty much tells that parademons are showing up all over the world, guys, like whole armies. Like, imagine that. You're just walking through the street one day, you look up in the sky, and a whole army of freaking creatures comes out of it. Like, that'd be pretty scary. But guys, we continue, and we see Superman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Batman all taking down these parademons. And Flash is like, man, he hears like the comms, the news, and the news is pretty much saying that all these parademons, all these creatures coming out of the sky are pretty much because of the heroes. It's their fault. And the news is like, oh, it's Judgment Day, we're all gonna die. And Flash is like, why are they blaming us? And Green Lantern's like, well, they think we're a threat. We then see Green Lantern's taking out all these parademons. We see Superman taking them down, and Flash is like, okay, Batman, do you have any powers? He pretty much asked the same question that Hal did in issue number 1, and Batman's like, no, but we need a backup plan. I'm the one that's going to keep us on the straight and narrow. Like, I'm the one that's going to make the plan, I'm the leader. So he pretty much decides, he's like, okay, let's find Superman. And Superman is pretty much taking out all these parademons. He gets a freaking bus and hits the parademons, they go flying, guys. Looks pretty cool, actually. He uses like the bus, it's like a baseball bat, and he hits all the parademons far. Pretty cool. But guys, Flash looks, he's like, dang, he just did that. Like, that was pretty dope. But then we switch back to Sarah, Silas Stone, and this other guy deploying Victor into the Red Room, which just has all the different like nail tech. They has like everything that they've been working on, like the mother box. And what happens is then they put Victor in a chair, and Sarah's like, you sure we should be using this stuff? This is like secret tech. Like, we should be using this. The military wouldn't last. And Silas is like, no, we're going to use all this nanotech. I have to save my son. And he grabs Victor's hand, holding it very closely. Now, we continue, and we see Green Lantern, and he's saying they're still fighting out the parademons, and they're kind of getting overwhelmed. They're like, okay, we need some help. But then, out of the distance, you hear creatures of evil, go back to Hades. And you see Wonder Woman jump out in this double page spread right here, it looks really dope. One of Jim Lee's like best. This is one of my favorite Jim Lee dope page spread of Wonder Woman, but it looks pretty cool. You see her just kick these parademons, and all of them are just getting like smash fire. She has her sword, she has her lasso of truth. Looks really cool, guys, and it's probably the best image in this issue. Like, it's really cool. But we continue, and we see Flash is like, oh wow, and Green Lantern's like, dibs. He's like, I got dibs on her. If one of us is gonna date her, I got dibs. We see Wonder Woman, she's taking down all these parademons, she's slicing down. We see Superman, he's like, wow, you're strong. And Wonder Woman's like, yeah, I know. And then we shift back to Silas, Sarah, and the other guy. I don't know the other guy's name, but he's looking up stuff how to figure out like this nanotech. And we see Silas, he's holding Victor, and Victor's like, Dad, I can't feel myself, it hurts very bad. And Silas is like, I know, but we're gonna save you, we're gonna help you out. And he gets the nanotech, and he starts to inject it into Victor. And the other guy and Sarah are like, wait, but we haven't tested this isn't right. And we see him start injecting. You see Victor slowly coming to Cyborg. He's getting robotic, like head type pieces. He's getting robotic stuff all over himself. And he just starts screaming because he starts going through all these system updates. And you see now the Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Batman, Flash, and Superman are all together. Parademons coming. And Flash is like, oh, they're circling the water. Why are they doing that? It's by Atlantis. So guys, another character's going to be joined soon. But then we see Cyborg as he's going through his system updates. He's seeing images of Apocalypse. So we see this dope splash page. You show Darkseid. He's on top of a hill. You see Cyborg pretty much screaming at different directions of the page. Then what we see is out of the water like a big blast. And Green Lantern pretty much covers the ocean side as parademons are coming through. And then we see Cyborg. He's coming really like pretty much powerful because he's getting all this like Apocalypse tech into him. And we see pretty much the ocean getting like pretty much invaded by all these parademons, and Green Lantern's like out of the ocean. And you see this big thing of Atlantis come through. You see like a kingdom come out of the ocean. And Flash is like, what is this? And this voice from afar is like, I was hoping one of you could tell me. You see this parademon come out of the ocean, and it gets stabbed right in the back, and turns out the person out of the ocean is Aquaman. And it's like, they're in the water too. So who's in charge here? I vote me. And you see him pretty much stabbed on the pretty much a parademon. He looks dope. He's like ready to fight, and all the Justice are pretty much in like shock. They're like, who is this guy? And that's how we end off the issue, guys. It's a pretty dope ending. That's now we have Superman, Green Lantern, Flash, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman all in one team. Now we just need Cyborg, which will join the team next issue, so that'll be pretty cool. And next issue we'll finally see the arrival of Darkseid. But guys, to explain part of this video out of the way, let's get my review of Justice League Origin Part 3. So guys, this was another like quick issue. Like, yeah, all we really saw was, okay, parademons were showing up all around the world. We got Batman, Superman, Flash, Green Lantern teaming up to fight them off. Superman's just hitting parademons with like a bus, like a baseball bat. We also saw Wonder Woman. She was with Steve Trevor. Then she joined the Justice League, and we had dope page spread by Jim Lee, where she pretty much like takes down all these parademons. Stuff looks really cool. And then we have the arrival of Aquaman. So it's more just the formation of the team, but the team is almost all formed. Like, we have all 6 of them together. We just need Cyborg to join the fray. Next issue will be really full, and it'll be really cool, guys. So yeah, really the first 4 issues is all of them coming together, and the last 2 is pretty much the big fight against Darkseid. So guys, look forward to that. But yeah, guys, the art was really good. It was really amazing. The art really stellar. The writing wasn't top notch. Like, it was just good. Like, there's some good banter between our characters. The emotional weight was also Silas and Victor, which that emotional weight wasn't here as much as issue number 2, but it was still really good. But still, a really fast read. It's enjoyable, but nothing really groundbreaking. So I'm overall going to give this issue an 8 out of 10. It's solid. It's not the best issue of the 6-issue series, but it does push the plot forward in a way that all the characters have finally come together. And yeah, guys, tell the comments below what you thought about this issue. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think about that dope page spread by with Wonder Woman by Jim Lee? Like, I thought it was pretty dope. Like, Jim Lee is one of my favorite artists. Like, he did a great job on like the X-Men comics. I know I'm referencing Marvel, but he did a really great job in the X-Men comics. He did a great job in Justice League. He did a great job like Batman Hush. Like, he's just a really great artist, and he really delivered. Like, you would think, okay, he's an old artist, he's kind of dated. Would his art kind of get dated with like George Chemez and all of those great artists? No, he keeps up with it. Like, yeah, I think George Chemez and Greg Capullo's art is better than Jim Lee's, but Jim Lee is still in the top-notch rankings of DC artists. Like, he's better than like most of the artists out today. So guys, heading into this, we just saw like Aquaman. He showed up out of nowhere, took down this parademon, and now it's like, hey, I'll be the leader of the Justice League. But before diving like more into the story, we got this dope cover for issue number 4. We have Aquaman, he's on top of Green Lantern, and it looks really cool. You see Batman on the floor, you see the ocean coming up. And guys, I'll say like Geoff Johns is probably one of the best writers for Aquaman. Like Aquaman's series in the New 52 was really good most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time it was really well done by Geoff Johns, and he just writes them really well, because usually Aquaman is like perceived as a joke up to this point. But after the New 52, Aquaman is not perceived as a joke ever again. Like, he's been made as actually a good superhero that people respect and comic fans respect too. But guys, we continue, and we see, it actually starts out now with Aquaman. We see Cyborg, and it's in Detroit. He's pretty much going insane. You see him like lighting up from all the nail tech, and you see Sarah, the pretty much intern by Silas. She's like, you have to do something. He's in pain, and Silas is like, I know that, but I don't know how to pretty much change him. It'll pretty much go into him, all the nail tech, and he'll transform into something. And Sarah's like, oh, monsters are coming, we have to get out of here. And Victor's like, Dad, I can't see my legs, my hands, I can't feel them. He's like, what happened to him? He looks at his hands, it's robotic. He looks at his other hand, it's robotic too. He just notices that he's pretty much full robotic now, he's full cyborg. And he's looking around. It's actually a pretty cool page where you see all these different system updates, and Silas is like, don't fight the programming, so I put on auto so it'll pretty much take care of itself because you can't pretty much control it yet. And you see all his parademons come out the door right behind Sarah, and it's pretty cool. You see them all attack Cyborg, but Cyborg pretty much starts to pretty much make a cannon. He doesn't make it, he can't control his nail tech yet, but the nail tech itself makes like a cannon out of his hand, and it blasts all these parademons, like takes these parademons down with this dope image. And you see him like, it's like, my hands, and Sarah's like, oh god. And you see Cyborg's like, my face, what's happening? He's like, I can't hear my ears are buzzing. And he's like, Dad, what's wrong with me? What'd you do to me? And Silas is like, you're my son, Victor, I saved you. He's like, you were gonna die. And Silas is like, you did this to me, why did you do this to me? And then he leaves, he jumps out of the wall, away from his father, and pretty much Silas is like, Victor, wait, Victor, please, come back. He's pretty much, he saved his son, but now his son doesn't want to be with him. So we continue, and we pick up in Metropolis, where Aquaman showed up with the Justice League, and Superman's like, who are you? And Batman's like, they call him Aquaman. Green Lantern's like, Aquaman? I thought he was just like a sketch of Conan O'Brien. He's pretty much saying that Aquaman's a joke. And we see Flash, she's like, well, you didn't think Batman was real Green Lantern, so it's not a surprise that Aquaman is too. And we see Aquaman's lead, he's like, okay, these creatures have sprung up. He's like, we need a team leader. He's like, I can be team leader. Looks like none of you can be. And Batman's like, well, I guess you weren't looking at me. And it shows that Batman's like, no, you're not going to be team leader, I'll be team leader. And we see Green Lantern, he's like, I got some experience of leadership. I've been with the Green Lantern Corps. What can you do that none of us can do? We don't need you on our team. He's like, and Aquaman's like, well, I'm the king of Atlantis. And Green Lantern's like, well, I'm the mayor of Emerald City. And we see Aquaman's like, we need bait, we need something to pretty much pull the parademons out so we take them down. And he looks at Green Lantern, and Green Lantern's like, why are you looking at me? He's like, well, you're bright. If you go shine in the middle of this ocean, all the parademons will go after you, then we can take them down. And Green Lantern's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not listening to you. And Flash's like, come on, listen to him. This is the end of the world. Green Lantern's like, you're taking his side, Flash? And come on, don't be so dramatic. It's not the end of the world. And Green Lantern's like, okay, wait a second. Superman can hit, pretty much hit parademons with a bus, like a baseball bat. I can make constructs. Batman, I don't know about him, but he's pretty much been helping us out in like playing stuff. Flash is fast. Wonder Woman's pretty much like a brave warrior. What can you do, Aquaman? And we see the parademons all show up. And you see Aquaman use his telekinesis, he pretty much senses a shark, and out of the water, a big shark comes out, a great white shark comes out of the water, and eats all these parademons alive. You see Aquaman just ready to go, he's like, yep, I gotcha. And we see Aquaman he hits the parademons right by the side of the shin, and you see Aquaman then stab the parademon right in the head. It's a big splash page, which looks really dope right there. And you see Aquaman then take down, it's like a big action sequence. He takes down the parademons, and Green Lantern's like, oh, okay, never mind, you're allowed to be on the team. He's like, you actually are a badass. And you see Flash is like, you really just talked to sharks? And Aquaman's like, yeah, they were hungry, so I gave them food. And Flash's like, alright, we're gonna need more of that. We're gonna need more sharks to take down these parademons. And that's when pretty much the helicopters show up of the military, and they're pretty much ready to take down all these heroes. And Steve Trevor's like, don't take down Wonder Woman. She's not evil. She's not like that in the military. Like, she gets stand bullets. She won't die, but we have to take them down by military orders. And you see all of them pretty much getting shot at. Green Lantern's trying to dodge. You see Wonder Woman's trying to dodge with her sword. And then we shift to Cyborg. He's running through the city. This one girl's in trouble by a parademon. Cyborg takes that whole parademon down with like a blast. Looks really cool. And then what you see Cyborg just running through. He's taking out all these parademons. It's really badass. And then he starts to have headaches because all his Apocalypse tech. Like, the thing that he's made out of, all the nanotech and stuff, is from Apocalypse. So all his parademons showing up, it's making him go crazy. And he pretty much blasts all his parademons back with all his anger. And then we see Superman, Flash, they're all getting like shot by the military. We go back to that. And Superman goes to take down these helicopters, and Flash's like, man, I had a good relationship with the military before, but now we're gonna ruin that, but screw it, it's the end of the world, I gotta save it. So they run up, they take him down, and that's when we get to a funny scene. We see Green Lantern say, oh, I want to impress Batman. He starts saying these like weird things, like out of left field things, and Batman's like, what? And Green Lantern turns out he is grabbing Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, and Batman just starts laughing. Green Lantern's like, don't laugh, Batman, I was telling the truth. And then you see out of this portal, pretty much Cyborg comes through, and you see Green Lantern then like hit Cyborg back like a construct, and Aquaman and Batman are like, no, this isn't a parademon, this is a kid with armor. And Cyborg's like, they go world to world, he's coming right here. And Batman's like, who's coming? And you see all the military get defeated by Superman. Superman's like, okay, we got it, we're good. But then out of the portal comes Darkseid. Guys, got this dope image right here, it looks really cool. You see Darkseid come out, he looks really cool. One of the best images of Darkseid drawn by Jim Lee. And Green Lantern's like, I'm guessing that's the bad guy, and Batman's like, good guess. And Darkseid looks cool, like the boom suit looks cool, it's a big image. And then you should know, dope pay spread. All the Justice League getting like sprung up and hit to different walls, like they're getting beat already. And then we see Darkseid, he grits his teeth, he's like, I am Darkseid. And that's how we end the issue. Darkseid has arrived, he's about to fight the Justice League, it's about to get really good, so stay tuned for the next issue. We got some explaining part of this video out of the way. Let's get to my review of Justice League Origin, Part 4. So guys, this issue is a very quick read. Like honestly, what we saw was all the Justice League finally come together by the end, and then Darkseid shows up. That's it. But I really like the Cyborg stuff. Like there wasn't a lot of emotional way, but that one scene where Cyborg's like, "Come back, son." It was a really emotional scene. It was really well done. And then again, Aquaman was badass. Like they really showed that Aquaman's not a joke. He had an awesome scene. Green Lantern had great banter with everybody in the Justice League, especially that Batman scene when he was saying, "Oh, I want to impress you," which he didn't want to say that, but the lasso of truth made him say that, and Batman just starts laughing. That was good. Wonder Woman has some great scenes, the whole thing with her and Steve Trevor. Superman had more great scenes. Like Superman, it's not like his talking scenes are great. It's more just seeing him just use all his his power to take down his parademons in different ways. Like using a bus to hit the parademons like a baseball bat, or just lifting the parademons up and throwing them into the ocean. It's just really cool. And then Cyborg showing up and having all these visions of Apocalypse really makes Darkseid seem like a big villain. And guys, his arrival was dope. Like that big page of him showing up, Jim Lee drawing it, of him and Green Lantern and Batman, like, okay, that's the big villain, was really cool. And by the end of the issue, when he says, I am Darkseid, like, that's a cool image, guys. Like, you gotta admit, that's cool. It really gets you hyped for the next issue, but still, it's a very quick read. Like, those last, 5 pages, you can really read those in seconds. Like that's how quick it was. But still, a great issue. Again, really, Jim Lee is selling this comic. Like he's really driving the story. Like Geoff John's writing's good. Like the banter between the characters is great. But the real person who's really driving the story and making the story great is Jim Lee. Like if you got a bad artist on this book, this story would be terrible. But since you got Jim Lee on it, it makes the story really great. But yeah, guys, overall, I'm gonna give this issue an 8 out of 10. Once again, it's a solid issue. Nothing really groundbreaking. Like the only big thing in this issue is Darkseid's arrival, which was cool, but it doesn't make the issue amazing. It just makes it solid, and I do recommend it. So guys, with Darkseid arrived now on Earth, we pretty much, before diving in, we got this dope cover for issue number 5. We see Cyborg, he looks cool, guys. He has his can, he's ready to blast. We got Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Superman, Green Lantern, pretty much all the heroes are ready to fight, and we got the American flag behind them, pretty much supporting them. Like America, well, you know what's weird about this though? It's in this series so far the military has not been supporting them, so it's kind of weird the American flag is behind them. But in this issue, it starts to turn. It starts to go from okay, all these military don't support him, to okay, civilians and people are actually starting to support him because they need the Justice League help in this pretty much trying time. All these people do not want to die, and the Justice League are their only hope in surviving. But guys, continuing, we pretty much start this issue out and we see Flash. And he gets up, he's the only hero up, all the other heroes are pretty much knocked out, they're trying to get up, and Flash sees his whole jet get destroyed by one of like Darkseid's like laser beams from his eyes. And Flash is like, stop, don't do that, you just killed like a bunch of people, like the jet just got destroyed, all its military people just died, and Darkseid looks back with like a grim look, and guys, that's a pretty cool look. He looks back at Flash like, I'm gonna kill you. And what happens next is Flash is like, guys, he's like, anyone else awake yet? Like, I can't deal with Darkseid on my own. And we see Superman get up, he's like, I'm up, but not to talk. He's like, let's take down Darkseid. And Darkseid shoots his laser beams from his eyes at Superman and Flash. Flash pretty much grabs Superman, they start running, you see his splash page, Flash is like, move it, because these laser beams are pretty much chasing them, they're as fast as the Flash, that's how fast Darkseid's laser beams are, and we see pretty much Flash and Superman split up these laser beams, and they go throughout the city. Flash is like, you're moving fast, Barry, keep going, think fast. He's like trying to think of a way to like pretty much throw off these laser beams. And he pretty much sees all these different like police people taking on these parademons that are saying for Darkseid. We see Flash is like, oh, I got an idea. I'll pretty much phase through one of these parademons and the laser beam will pretty much destroy it, not me. And he does that, the laser beam destroys it, but then there's Superman, and he's looking back, and it turns out Superman gets blasted, because Superman doesn't have that phasing ability. Like, Superman can't phase through any object, like, he hasn't, like, made that ability yet. Like, we have, as comic fans, like, maybe in the next 2 years or so, he'll get that ability, but for now in this story, he doesn't. And we see him get blasted, and Flash is like, Superman, damn it! He's like, where's Superman going? And pretty much the parademon takes Superman and flies him up to somewhere unknown. Flash doesn't know where he goes. Flash runs back, it's like, they took Superman! And Aquaman's like, alright, let's ask him then, let's ask Darkseid where they took him. And Green Lantern's like, happy to, and Cyborg's like, I'm not with these guys, like, I'm not with Darkseid, so I'll help you guys out. And Green Lantern's like, stay back and watch the light show. Green Lantern's like, I got this, I'm a one-man show, I can take down Darkseid. And we see Green Lantern go up, he's like, Green Lantern's got this. He goes to blast Darkseid, but Darkseid breaks his constructs. And then blasts Green Lantern back. Like, Green Lantern tries to block with like a construct shield, but it doesn't work. And Green Lantern gets hit into a wall, and Green Lantern's like, that's all you got? He's like, not all I got. He's like, I'm ready to go. He's bleeding, he's getting beat up. He runs at Darkseid once again, and Darkseid punches through him. Right through his stomach, punches through Green Lantern. Green Lantern goes flying again, and Green Lantern's like, I'm not through with you yet. I'm not done. And Green Lantern goes to punch Darkseid. Darkseid grabs him by the arm, and then breaks Green Lantern's arm, like breaks him to the ground. Green Lantern yells, and you see Darkseid blast him again, and Darkseid just starts walking away. He has other plans to do. And Green Lantern's like, where are you going? I'm not done with you yet. And he has a broken arm, he's injured, like he got his ass whooped by Darkseid. And then we see Batman, he's like, you're not good, Green Lantern. It's like, he leveled the rest of the block. We need to stop, find the others. And Green Lantern's like, no, I can take this all on myself, I got this. And Batman's like, your arm is broken, you idiot. And Green Lantern's like, ring's still working, and that's all that matters. My Green Lantern ring's still working, I can take this guy on. And Green Lantern's like, move out of my way, Batman. Batman's like, you're going to die. And Green Lantern's like, then I die. Green Lantern's like, I'll die with honor and stuff. And Batman's like, what are you trying to prove? And Green Lantern's like, I'm not trying to prove anything. And Batman's like, then who are you trying to live up to? And Green Lantern's like, don't act like you know me, you don't. And Batman's like, we're actually kind of the same. He is like, we're all alongside Cyborg, who's pretty much like a robotic person. We're alongside Aquaman, Atlantis King. We're alongside Wonder Woman, who's like a brave warrior from Amazon. Superman, a Kryptonian, pretty much unstoppable. A freaking human Bolt, Flash. He's like, you and me. Batman's saying like, as far as I can tell, you and I are the closest to human out of all these heroes. And Green Lantern's like, you're wearing a bat suit though, you're crazy. And Batman's like, I know it's insane. And then he pretty much reveals his identity. He's like, my name is Bruce Wayne. And Green Lantern's like, who the hell is Bruce Wayne? He doesn't know who Bruce Wayne is, guys. And then we see Batman, he's like, he pretty much repeats like his origin story. When I was 10, my parents died. I vowed an oath to protect people with justice. I would not let any kid or anyone experience the same trauma that I went through. But this is different. He's like, this is way bigger than you and I. And Green Lantern's like, so what are we gonna do? And Batman's like, get out of your own head, stop thinking alone, like get all the Justice League, be a leader, pretty much pull them all together, come up, like speak something smart, give a good leadership role, and lead them to victory. Lead the Justice League, fight off Darkseid, take them down. And you see Batman, he starts running away, and Green Lantern's like, where are you going? and Batman then says, he's like, I'm going to get Superman. So pretty much Batman's on the task to get Superman because parademons flew him off to Apocalypse, and then we got Green Lantern who's going back to pretty much come with like a plan and lead the Justice League to victory against Darkseid. And we see Green Lantern's like, Bruce Wayne, And pretty much he's like, man, that moron's crazier than I am. And he goes back to the Justice League, and he's like, okay, we gotta pretty much take down Darkseid. Cyborg's like, we killed Green Lantern, you can't participate. You have 2 broken bones in your arm. And Green Lantern's like, doesn't matter. I can help you guys. I'll lead you guys to victory. And Wonder Woman's like, let's blind Darkseid. It's like, he has these laser beams, so let's blind his eyes so he can't destroy us. And Cyborg's like, okay, we can do that. He's like, sure, we can do it. And Green Lantern's like, oh, Cyborg, you want to join us? And Cyborg's like, yeah, I will. He's like, let's do this. I have this mother box in me. Darkseid wants this mother box. I'll at least try to take him down. And then we see Green Lantern release the Justice League, and his chant is, we got this. And Flash is like, really? That's your battle cry? That's it? And Green Lantern's like, stop worrying about our battle cry. This is the end of the world, like you said. And Flash's like, man, you're being dramatic now. So it brings everything full circle finally, and we see the Justice League charge down while Batman gets atop of a parademon and starts flying up, and guess where it leads him? It leads him to Apocalypse. We see him go out, he's like, shit. He's like, this wasn't part of the plan. His plan was to pretty much jump on parademon, get Superman, go back, beat Darkseid, that's it. Not to go to a whole nother world, Apocalypse, and be stuck there. Now he has to figure out a way to pretty much get Superman, get out of Apocalypse, and then defeat Darkseid. Like, that's a lot to do. But he's Batman. He can pull off anything. But guys, that's how we end off the issue, the penultimate issue of this origin story of the Justice League. So with the explained part of this video out of the way, let's get to my review of Justice League Origin Part 5. So guys, this issue is pretty dope. I really liked the intro of seeing Flash and Superman race off these Darkseid's beams. It was really cool. The art by Jim Lee, like always, just kills it. That splash page of Superman Flash running was awesome. The final splash page of Batman Apocalypse was awesome. Jim Lee is the all-star of this origin story. Yeah, Geoff Johns' writing's solid, it's good, but Jim Lee is bringing out some of his best work I've ever seen. He's done great on Batman Hush and all those other series. But here, he's just delivering splash page after splash page or double page spread or just awesome images that I love, guys. It looks awesome. And then, guys, what we also see is Batman, Green Lantern, that scene they have together about you and I are the only normal people around here. You go be a leader, I'll go get Superman. It just shows how great Batman is, and it's one of the best scenes in this entire origin story. And guys, Batman's just awesome. Seeing him just go on full head into the Apocalypse is just dope. It just shows that he's not afraid of anything, even when plans go pretty much not the way that he wanted to, he's still ready to go save Superman. We're pretty much left off with Batman now going to save Superman and the Justice League fight off Darkseid, and we'll see how that turns out in the final issue. But guys, overall, I'm gonna give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. It sets up the final issue on a great note. It gets me real excited, right? It's gonna be an awesome final issue that I don't want to miss. So guys, going into the final issue, we got this dope cover, alright? So we see Darkseid, right? And we see Batman on the ground, we see Superman, all the Justice League are beat. Batman's the last one standing, he's on his freaking knees, he's done, and we see Darkseid, he's just ready to kill him. That's the cover. It's a pretty cool cover by Jim Lee. And guys, we start out, and we have this monologue from just a regular civilian. And they're saying, I thought there was going to be no tomorrow. And he pretty much, you see this wife, and his wife's like, David, where are we going? This guy's pretty much a civilian, his name is David. And he's like, just stay close, everyone stay close, we can make it out. And we see all these people behind him getting killed by Darkseid's laser beams. And pretty much they all huddle together, and the children are like, I'm scared, Daddy. And David's like, I know you're a sweetheart. He's like, but you're safe with me. You're always safe with me. We'll get out of this. And you see the wife's like, David, and David's like, as long as we're together, we'll be fine. And you see the laser beam pretty much come close, and pretty much sees this family think they're dead. And this person, the civilian David, is monologuing. He's like, I thought we were gonna die until I saw them. And then we see this double page spread, and he's like, and I saw tomorrow. You see this double page spread, the Justice League, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, all fighting off against Darkseid, and it's a dope image. It's awesome, guys. You see them all fighting off. It looks really cool. Pretty much just painting this picture that before, at the beginning of the storyline, all civilians, everyone in the world was afraid of these heroes. But now they're starting to notice that these heroes are going to save them, so they're pretty much living up to them. The civilian David is they saved me, he saw them, and it's man, my family's going to finally be safe. And what we saw next, guys, And we see Wonder Woman, he's like, speak Darkseid, why are you here? She's like pretty much putting the lasso of truth on him, and Darkseid's here for those mother boxes, so pretty much like transportation between between worlds in the universe, the multiverse. And Cyborg's like, he pretty much tells that to the Flash. He's like, it's mother boxes here for that. And he's like, I'm sensing all these mother boxes around the world, but I also see someone else on Apocalypse. Who is that? And it turns out it's Batman. And you see Batman, he's like pretty much watching, he's hearing this conversation that Desaad and Steppenwolf, pretty much Steppenwolf is the brother of Darkseid. We got Desaad, who's pretty much like the right-hand man of Darkseid, and they're talking. He's like, they're going to pretty much use Superman and his Flash and pretty much his power of a Kryptonian to make an even better warrior for Darkseid. Because Darkseid's trying to make a army of all these like pretty much powerful warriors, and Superman's the next step in that. And Darkseid's main goal is to find his daughter, Grail. And Batman's hearing all this. He's like, crap, I gotta save Superman. And they say, all hell, Darkseid. You see this dope splash page of Desaad and Steppenwolf above Superman, and Superman's just in pain. He's having all these different laser beams, all this stuff like hooked up to him. He's screaming. And then we shift back to Wonder Woman, and she's like, come on, Giant, I'm getting bored. And she goes to attack Darkseid. Darkseid shoots his laser beams, and Wonder Woman pretty much deflects it with her bracelets, and when Wonder Woman then jumps, gets her sword, and she stabs it right into Darkseid's eye, taking down one laser beam. It's a dope image. She's like, ha, I got you. It's really cool. She jumps on the ground, she's like, one down, and she took down one of the eyes. Then Aquaman comes in with his trident, stabs the other eye of Darkseid, taking down his laser beams. He's like, one to go. And then we see pretty much Cyborg, all of them are gathering together, and Green Lantern's like, alright, let's finish this. And we see pretty much them all go to attack, but there's military in the sky, and we pretty much see Darkseid, he's getting furious, his eyes are pretty much stabbed in, he just starts like lighting up all these Justice League members, and we go back to Apocalypse, and Desaad's like, our mother boxes, they're activated, and we see Bruce, and he's watching this, and Desaad's like, we're under attack, secure Superman, secure, and then we see pretty much blasts come through. And pretty much what happened was a blast by Cyborg came through, blasted Desaad and Steppenwolf. It gives Bruce enough time to come through. He's like, Superman, hear me. And Superman's like, all the images, I pretty much saw images all around the world, all around the universe of all these people getting taken from the world and being turned into parademons. I was going to be the next one. And this tells like the origin of the parademons. Because guys, pretty much in the New 52, Darkseid went around the world after running around like the universe and went to different worlds and invaded the worlds, took servants, took like different species and programmed them to become parademons. So these parademons are people from all different worlds of the universe, and Superman was the next one to make the army even more powerful. And we see Darkseid, he's fighting, he's like punching Wonder Woman, he's like hitting Flashback, he's like taking down all the Justice League. And Batman's like, Superman, we need you. And Darkseid looks back at Superman through the portal. He's like, I am Darkseid. And Superman just like lights up. He has his eyes turn red. He's like, I'm ready for this. And we see Superman pretty much punch Darkseid. You see this awesome double page splash page. Well, it's like a double page spread. Superman just punching Darkseid. It's a big image, one of the best images by Jim Lee in this entire origin story. And you see him punch him. Darkseid goes flying, but then Green Lantern's like, where the hell did he come from? And you see Darkseid grab Superman, pull him in close like a bear hug, and he's like, Kryptonian, you are coming back with me. Like, Darkseid wants Superman because he wants to make his army even stronger. And you see all the different Justice League go pretty much ascend on Darkseid, trying to take him down. And Batman says, Cyborg, you need to take him down. You need to come one with your mother box and take him down. And Cyborg's like, I can't. He's like, Batman. And Batman's like, you open the doorways, now close it. And you see Cyborg, he's like trying to get all his energy out. He's like, I can't do it. And Batman's like, you can still be in control, Victor. Come on, you gotta save everyone. And Cyborg's like, come on, I got this. And he pretty much makes it sound pain. And what happens next? He's awesome splash page, another great image by Jim Lee, and he just pretty much blasts Darkseid. Darkseid goes pretty much through this portal. He's pretty much gone. He gets away from the world, and there's like a big, pretty much explosion. And you see this pretty much the splash page. So it's pretty small. You just see like pretty much the Justice League, big explosion. It's pretty much like a white page. What we see next is Darkseid's gone. They won. And Wonder Woman's like, they're all gone. And Green Lantern's like, nice job, kid. You did good, Cyborg. And Cyborg's like, every one of their mother boxes are fixed. It's all good. And Aquaman's like, then they won't be able to come back anytime soon. and Aquaman's like, we're being watched, and turns out all the civilians are there, and Flash is like, man, we gotta get out of here soon, because they're just gonna say that we are threats, all the military gonna show up, they're gonna pretty much take us in, and Commander's like, no, that's not what's happening, Flash, it's changed. All the civilians love us now, and they're pretty much like, they're all happy, the Justice League saved them, so pretty much the Justice League and all these heroes have turned from threats to heroes, which is a big deal, guys. And what we see next is, it's the White House. They're all getting different, like, pretty much rewards from saving the world. And we have the president, and he's like, in our darkest hour, these people don their colorful costumes, and they saved us. Green Lantern's like, costumes? He's like, I don't wear a costume, this is my uniform. And Aquaman's like, and this is my Atlantean scale mail. Do they think I choose orange? And Green Lantern's like, I don't mind the orange myself, but that necklace has got to go. Because Aquaman has like an orange costume, but that's like a necklace, and Green Lantern's like, okay, the orange is good, it looks good, but the necklace does not. And we see all of them pretty much line up, and Flash is like, he pretty much right next to Victor. Cyborg's like, I shouldn't be here, and Flash is like, no, you should. You're a hero, Victor. And you see everyone in the crowd looking. You see Silas Stone pretty much proud of his son. You see Steve Trevor proud of Wonder Woman, and you see all of them together. And you pretty much go back to this, like, pretty much this apartment, and his father, as his children are watching this, that was the same father at this beginning. His name is David. At the beginning of the story, well, at the beginning of this issue, where the Justice League saved him. He's writing a story about the Justice League, how they're pretty much the world's greatest heroes. And you see pretty much they're all talking, and they're like, alright, this is a one-time thing, we're not going to do this again. Green Lantern's like, I got Galaxy to protect. Aquaman's like, yeah, I got Atlantis to protect. This is a one-time team up. Then what happens next? The president goes to them. It's like, hey, we're being under attack by this like big thing from the galaxy. We need your help. It's something that you guys can help with. And pretty much all the heroes are like, all right, sure, we'll take them down. And Flash's like, all right, we're a team. You can call us the Super 7. And Green Lantern's like, the Super 7, really? And Flash's like, it's okay. We'll come up with a better name. And they go off to fight a new villain. And turns out their name is the Justice League. And guys, the final image, you see pretty much the book that the guy wrote, and he pretty much wrote a story, and it shows all the Justice League fighting Starro. And that was pretty much their next villain that they fought off. And guys, if you don't know, the very first story that the Justice League showed up in was actually in Justice League America, and the issue pretty much showed them fighting off their very first villain, Starro. So it's a big deal show at the end of this issue. It brings back a lot of nostalgia, and it brings the story to an awesome close. Now guys, I know it's like an epilogue with like Pandora and Phantom Stranger, but I'm not going to explain that right here. If we go into Trinity War and other stories, I'll show that. But for now, like, this closes out the storyline very well. It closes out the origins of the Justice League and brings it all together very well. Like, Geoff Johns did a great job, and Jim Lee's art is amazing. But guys, with the explained part of this video out of the way, let's get to my review of Justice League Origin Part 6. So guys, this was an awesome end to like this whole origin story of the Justice League. It's a very good origin story, like seeing all the heroes come together, fight off Darkseid, and like that guy David, his family as a father, having children and a wife, pretty much being saved by the Justice League and then writing a book about it. Like, it is a little cliche, but it's still really cool. And just seeing that final image of the Justice League going against Starro brings back a lot of memories. It has a lot of nostalgia to the very first appearance. And Geoff Johns just did a really great job. Like, I would say this is the best issue written by Geoff Johns. Like, his other issues were good, but this was the issue that really showed his talent a little bit. Like, it's not the best story written by Geoff Johns. Like, Geoff Johns done better writing, like, Green Lantern, Sinestro War, or other Justice League stories, but it's still a great story written by Geoff Johns. And like I said, this whole, like, entire series, Jim Lee is the all-star. He did a great job. Like, that image, like a double page spread of Superman just punching Darkseid was so awesome. And Jim Lee really keeps the story up in pace. Like, you had another artist on this book, I don't think it would be as good. Like, Jim Lee and Geoff Johns together do a great job. And guys, that's pretty much it. Like, I'm overall going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. It was a solid origin story to the Justice. Like, this entire, like, origin story, I'd probably just, like, 8 out of 10. Like, solid. It's nothing fantastic, but it's still a great storyline that's great art, and you'll really enjoy seeing all your heroes, like your best heroes, Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, just fight off Darkseid, one of my favorite villains at DC Comics. Like, he's no Joker or Lex Luthor, but Darkseid's still awesome. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for like the review of this video. I hope you enjoyed my explained series. I really try to delve deep into it, because yeah, it's a pretty quick and simple story, but there's still little tidbits throughout that are really cool and brings back a lot of nostalgia. But guys, in the comments below, tell me what you thought about this entire like origin of the Justice League by Geoff Johns. And tell me what you think about the Justice League War movie. I'm really looking forward to see your guys' comments in the comments down below. So I thought the movie was fine. Like, I thought it was a pretty great movie. The animation was great, but there's certain parts of it that didn't really, like, connect to the story. Like, a lot of it was similar, but certain parts they changed that I was like, why change that? And guys, maybe on this channel, like, in a week or so, I'll do actually, like, a rewatch of the Justice League War movie, and you'll see my reaction of it, because I haven't watched that movie in, like, a couple years, alright? It came out way back when. I think it was, like, it came out 2014. It's 2020 now, so, like, 6 years ago. So I may rewatch it to get myself ready for Justice League Apocalypse War that's coming out very soon. Or by the time this video came out, it may have already came out. But yeah, guys, that's the video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you miss out on my next DC Comics storyline. I go over all the big storylines at DC Comics. Like, I've done like Batman Last Night on Earth, Batman the Killing Joke, Justice League Origin, and I've done Dark Knight's Metal. And guys, Dark Knight's Death Metal is coming out soon, so I'll go over that too. But yeah, guys, that's the video, and peace out.